Hey YouTube, POD7 here for the first time in a month and a half. Let's just get straight to it. We got some ongoing stuff here. The brand new Mass Effect series, Mass Effect Foundation. They could have started it with a better character, or at least a more well-known character, but that's fine. I'm looking forward to the rest of the series. It's basically an origin series. Here we have the ongoing saga of All-Star Western versus Jonah Hex, which title will be shown bigger on the front page. It's getting kind of weird because he's in the present now, but I don't know. I'll stick with it for a while. I finally picked up Catwoman number 20. If you watched the previous videos, you know for some reason Catwoman is like my unlucky series. I always miss an issue or two of her. So it was good to finally pick this up. I had already read 21, so I didn't really bother to read 20. And here we have 22, which introduces Dr. Phosphorus and some kind of underground society of weirdos. So it was an okay issue. I didn't have any problems with it. Yeah. World's Finest. Still haven't met Batman or Superman yet. Still messing around with the sod. I kind of wonder how long they're going to be able to keep this up, but I guess that's up to them, really. And here we have some newer multimedia, I guess I should say. I'm a huge fan of all of DC's animated movies, I should say. Their animation studio, which would be Warner Brothers, actually. But I actually haven't watched Superman Unbound yet. But I have watched this movie. They call it Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. And it's really good. I would put it probably top 5 all time for DC animated movies. So if you've seen a lot of them, then you know exactly how big a praise that actually is. And here we have Lego Batman 2. I finally got around to picking it up. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. I think it had a lot to do with the free roaming just being too weird, and it didn't handle like I wanted it to, but yeah, it was okay. Next up here, we have some older books. For all the youngins in the audience or people just getting into comic books, there was a period in the mid to late 1990s where Amalgam Comics came out, and it was basically a mashup of DC and Marvel heroes. So if you ever wanted to know what that would be like, there's tons and tons of Amalgam Comics out there. So we used to call it Amalgam because we didn't know how to say the word. Finally picked up a bunch of old Huntress stuff. Actually, I own the first, I want to say 8. I think I might be missing number 7 though, but I have 1 through 6 for sure, as you'll see here. Typical Silver Age stuff. Definitely came out towards the end of Silver Age, when writers were the new crop of writers were hippies and coming in with all their social justice kind of stuff. Like when you see the cover of Green Arrow and Green Lantern where they find Speedy is a junkie, that kind of era kind of stuff. So it actually says on one of the barcodes or something here, I don't know if you'll be able to read it on any of these pictures, but it says suggested for mature readers, and I thought that was kind of funny considering how tame they are compared to stuff that passes for kids entertainment these days. But yeah, a lot of Huntress has always been a kind of a street level I don't want to say Robin Hood exactly, but she stands up for the little guy, and mostly the little woman. But that's okay. It's a form of storytelling, and that's kind of what it was about back then. One of the other recurring themes, if you look back through the ages, is even if they are the star of the book, the superheroine, whether it's Huntress or Batgirl or Wonder Woman, they cannot escape covers like that where they look helpless, and that's definitely a marketing technique for all the single white males that make up 93% of the comic book buying audience, I should say. I believe that's number 8 right there. Maybe this one is, but I think that issue may have been one with drugs that give you powers. I don't know. That's a pretty common theme through comic books the last 40 years. One thing about these old Huntress comics, and I'm sure they'll never hear this video, but man, these covers were just so atrocious. Like, really bad. If you see them up close, you would know what I mean. Like, just Ben-Day dots sticking out where they're not supposed to. But yeah. Like, especially the gunfire on this cover. I mean, I don't know. Here's Days of Rage. This was actually a really good issue. I hope I can get the other 2 parts of this mini story with Batman, but it's basically Batman. Well, I guess this would be the first time Batman, for the first time, asking Huntress what kind of hero she's going to be. So here's Huntress number 1 from the 1990s. I was actually alive when this was printed. I believe 91. I don't know, I'd have to look again, but I didn't actually read it. I'm going to wait till I get some more from that series. Hopefully 2 through 5. So next up, we have the debut of Agent Chase, the current agent that's teaming up, sort of, with Batwoman and her current ongoing. I was lucky enough to pick up 2 or 3 issues here of Chase. This is, of course, Batman 550, and then we have Chase number 1, which I was really excited to get, and they only charged me $3.25. On eBay, it typically goes for like $5. Although there were some that came in a lot, where it was like issues 1 through 6 for $10 or something like that. So, but I was in the store, so I just picked it up. And here's number 6. This is the issue where it's revealed Agent Chase's father was a hero and was killed by a villain. So I think I'm only missing 8 and 9 now, and then I'll be done on Chase. Okay, what we have here is a webcomic, actually, that was fortunate enough to get a printing deal of some kind, and I just decided on a whim to pick up this special edition. I believe it was called the Gold Collector's Edition. Basically, it comes with the book, as you see there, Volume 1, Fragile. And I'll try to remember to put a link down in the description so you can go read it. Basically, it's an American-style manga written by a South American woman. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but she's really nice, and we messaged back and forth on Twitter once or twice, and as you can see there, it's kind of like a manga, except you read it left to right, obviously, and the way we're used to it here in America, front to back. But the Gold Collector's Edition came with, it was a special sketch that is in the front of the book that I didn't take a picture of because I'm an idiot. But and then a bookmark. Let's see what else came with it. Oh. Oh, postcards, like postcard size prints. I think they're coming up next. Yeah, you can see in relation to my thumb, they're kind of the size of postcards. There were 3 or 4 of those. Let's see. There weren't any stickers or anything, were there? No, I don't think so. And then 8x11s. 8x11 prints, I should say. I think there were 5 of those as well, so... yeah, it's just a really fun story. I don't know. I'll probably start getting the Gunnar Krigg Court volumes next. That might take a while, because it takes a while to come back into stock, but we'll see what happens. So go check out Fragile. Okay, and we're finishing off the video here with additions to the Batwoman quest. Here's a couple more issues of 52. I believe I only have 1 left to get. That would be week 47. I'd have to get up and get my iPod to check to make sure that's an accurate statement, but I'm not going to. So apologies for my laziness. As you can see here, she gets a huge full page spread. It's her and I want to say Huntress fighting Intergang, but I don't remember. I read through these like 3 weeks ago now, and since it's all retconned anyway, this is a really cool cover. This is the kind of thing that made me interested in Renee Montoya being the Question. Yeah, I miss her. Especially considering what the Question is like now. Excuse my atrocious photography, but basically this is Kate being sacrificed to release the god of crime or something. I don't know. Final Crisis and 52 in general were pretty weird. Well, 52 was definitely weird. Here you see the Question telling Kate not to pull the knife out of her chest because she'll bleed to death for sure. And that scene basically ends with her doing it anyway, but in order to save the Question. So let's see what's next. Oh, on these Final Crisis Revelations, pretty much any entry into the Batwoman quest where she's on the cover, I'm not going to take pictures of stuff on the inside because that's kind of redundant. And it's pretty obvious she's starring in the book, so definitely glad I got this one right here. Revelations number 3 with the alternate cover. It's a pretty famous picture of Batwoman. I see it on Google Images every time I look up Batwoman images. Somebody is starting laundry in the next room. Sorry if that shows up. Man, that's distracting. Final Crisis 5, what happened in this one? Basically, if it's what I think it is... Oh no, it's not. The next picture shows what it is. Let's see. It's another appearance of Batwoman as a Valkyrie, or whatever they're called. Furies, that's what it is. Wonder Woman's Fury. No spoken dialogue that I saw, or that I remember anyway, but it was still cool that they included her in that. She kind of took Huntress's spot doing that kind of stuff until Flashpoint. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. Vandal Savage basically becomes embodied by Cain, like the biblical Cain, I guess. And he uses the Staff of Destiny, or Spear of Destiny, which is the spear that killed Christ, to enslave heroes. And here's Batwoman enslaved by him, fighting the Question and Huntress. She's also joined in her enslavement by Catwoman, which is pretty cool. Some pretty cool fight sequences in that. and of course it all works out in the end. So this one's going to be a little bit different. Batman Detective Comics number 11. As you can see with that font set up there at the top, it was right around the time of Batwoman's 10-issue run. It was mostly a story about the Question and Azrael, or however you say his name, John Paul Valley. And this was in the back of it. It's called Little Gotham. If you've never seen Little Gotham, it's basically chibi versions of the Gotham cast going on shenanigans and stuff. And they have really cute holiday specials, so anytime Halloween comes up, make sure to look for Little Gotham on shelves. Cry for Justice, pretty bad series. It's, well, everybody I've ever read review it has said it wasn't the best thing in the world, so that's kind of how it goes in comic books. If it's not good, it's either not worth talking about, or it's so bad that you have to talk about it. So here is Kate leaving after spying on the group. Hal decides there's nothing for them in Gotham, so she's just like, yeah, okay, get out of my town already. So, yeah, and that will do it for this month and a half hiatus. I didn't mean to push it back this far, honestly. It's just, the first couple times I went to the comic book shop, I only got like one or two things, and I didn't feel like making a video for one comic book, so... And then it got out of hand, and I spent $100 on single issues. So, this has been POD7, I'm signing out.